Watch your mouth or I'll hurt you. Let's take a few more steps. He looks at me and swears at me. Eat my carp, you fool, I'll beat you up. He swears at me again and keeps walking. Hey, hi, I'm Gigi. Man, for me, the first year of high school was tough. It was a real struggle with myself to go every day. Once I arrived, things were different. I used to chat with classmates, have a beer, smoke, and play a few games of pool. My biggest problem was the road there and back. From grades 1 to 8, I lived near the school and could walk there in 5 minutes. If I got hungry, I'd run home during break. If I got wet in the rain, I'd come home and change. I had about 6 classes. I started at 12, and by 6, I was home or playing soccer in the schoolyard. High school was tough, with an hour commute each way and 6 or 7 hours spent there daily. Starting at 1, I left home at 12 and often returned at 9, exhausted. From exhaustion and hunger, since I spent my money on cigarettes and beer. Some days I was unlucky and missed the bus. Another 40 minutes of waiting. Worse than that was getting caught in the rain or snow on the way. We'd freeze all day since there was no heat, and even when we had it, the classroom's broken windows made it pointless. We'd all sit bundled up with our jackets, hats, and gloves on, and winter was the worst. There were still real winters back then. Your nose and fingers would freeze on your cigarette, and snow lasted from November to March. Once I got there, to high school, that was it. I couldn't come home to eat something or change if I got wet. Those days were gone. I often skipped meals to buy cigarettes, sometimes sharing bread and bologna with Gina, unless we spent the money on beer. I'd get home starving, worse off than girls who have lemon water for dinner. Sorry, I just meant crap. Anyway, the point is that for me it was torture, especially when winter came. At first, in my first year of high school, I was heading to school. I get on the bus, no one I know, man. I go to sit down on a seat when someone yells at me. I look. It was Alin, the only one I didn't want to see. If the doors weren't closed, I would have left. I would have preferred to walk than be alone with him. It was my first time alone with him. Usually Gaina or Delia were there too, but this time it was different. I had to gather all my inner strength to resist the very strong urge to punch him. Just a little 3 or 4 times like that. Do you like the story? If the answer is yes, hit the like and subscribe buttons now if you haven't already. The answer to last time's quiz was C, a cousin. The first 5 correct answers and 5 random comments are now shown on the screen. Want a chance too? Pay attention to the next quiz. What did Dad get us from the Titan store? A toy train, B, a toy car, or C, a warship? Answer in the comments quickly, you have 5 seconds. Done, did you answer? And now back to the story. What are you doing, Gigi? Are you alone? Hey, Alin, they haven't arrived yet? It was Gaina on the line, but he said he's waiting for Maxie because he got cold. Damn you, Gaina, you're loaded, huh? And to my surprise, I got along well with this guy. He told me about his dad, who's a bodybuilder. We talked about school, movies, games, stuff like that. We get to the high school, get out of the car, and outside it's sleeting, man. Me like an idiot. I came in sneakers because I couldn't really stand boots. I thought the weather was good. It didn't seem like it was snowing. How stupid are you? You came in sneakers? The old Alin was back, and I felt like knocking a few teeth out of his mouth. I stayed quiet, minded my business, and looked around for anyone I knew. I wanted this guy gone, since I was close to hitting him. But no one was there, just us. My feet were already wet. I was cold when this guy started laughing. What's wrong with you, man? He just kept laughing like an idiot. He wore a jacket so big 2 of him could fit in it. With a hat over his hood, I guessed he didn't hear. We take a few more steps. You're just a parrot. I look around, nobody, man. Are you talking to me, Alin? I'll punch you in the mouth, loser. Watch what you say, or I'll beat you up, idiot. We walk a bit more, then he looks at me and curses. You dumbass, I'll beat you up. He curses at me again and keeps walking. I knew this guy was odd, but I didn't expect this. I already held a grudge and couldn't stand him. I decide I have to beat him up and move toward him with my fist ready, but someone shouts, Gigi, Alin, stop, guys. It was Gaina, just off the minibus. I waited for him. Alin had gone ahead. What's up, Gigi? It's freezing. Got any money? No. Where would I get it? I saw you came with the minibus. I need to get rid of this little guy. He drove me crazy at the station. In the meantime, Alin had also stopped. He was waiting for us. When we got close to him, he looked at us and said, "I piss on you. Are you idiots?" or something like that. I grabbed him by the neck and threw him into the snow. What's wrong with you? Are you crazy? Who are you swearing at? Have you lost your mind? Wait, Gigi, he's wearing headphones. I'm listening to music. I wasn't talking to you. He angrily gets up and walks ahead. He had a Walkman in his jacket listening to Paradiesi. For those unfamiliar, a Walkman was like a CD player but used cassettes. Now, I understood that he was listening to music and repeating the lyrics, but why was he looking at me? He had an excuse to curse at me. You're pretty cocky and might get what you deserve. Forget your music and everything else. That's why I didn't come by car. This guy's music at the station drove me crazy. If you hadn't come, the devil would have taken him. Arriving at the schoolyard, we light a cigarette and Crazy yells at us. He was with Manchi and Alin at the outhouse, at the toilets in the yard. That's where the girls usually smoked. I only went there a couple of times. The smell was so strong it made you want to vomit. Gigi, Gaina, come here. I'm not coming, Gaina. Why, is Delia there? No, it just smells. And Alin is there too. Gaina goes. They hung out there because Manchi liked the girl from their class and kept following her. In early February, he met up with her and then fell into half a meter of water, crying like a little girl. You can find the story somewhere around here, up above. Yeah, man. And then Gaina goes, comes back holding his nose after 2 or 3 minutes. Do you still have hair in your nose, man? Leave me alone, damn it. I almost threw up. I don't know how those things stay in there. It's winter now. In summer, it smells nice there. Did that guy want us to walk through the forest for 2 hours? I don't know, man. It's cold and I have no money. I'll buy a beer. So you do have money? No, just enough for a beer. Give some to Dilyu too. It's almost his birthday. Yeah, you're right. It's during winter break. He said he'll treat us. We go to class, 2 hours pass, and then we go meet up with them in the schoolyard. Are we going, Dilyu? Yeah, man. He was laughing at me, and when I looked, all 3 were laughing. Alin jumps behind Gaina, Machi behind me. Big mistake. I slam Manchi to the ground. There was snow on the ground when I suddenly felt a heavy weight on my back and couldn't move. It was Tilika, that fat guy who's friends with Geeka. He held me down while Geeka and Alin held Gaina. Dilyu rubbed snow on our faces, repeating, "I'm Dilyu, man." Then they let us go. You get 3 punches, Dilyu. Watch out. Tilika's here, Gigi. We'll talk tonight. Drinks on me. You're finished, you idiot. You even messed up my hair. Looks like Tilika and Geeka were coming with us, too. Dilyu and Manchi were friends then. They were also from Bucharest, and we often saw them on the road. Gaina and I sometimes talked to them, but I couldn't stand Tilika. Alin avoided them and was always picked on by the fat one. Anyway, Dilyu grabs a bottle of brandy, about 3 bottles of beer, some food, and we head towards a forest. Geeka and Tilika knew a big valley there, but we had to climb up a hill. Then on the other side, there were no trees. You could sled on plastic sheets down a massive 200-meter hill. On the way, Geeka said the fat guy, Tilika, slipped here last year. I went all the way down, but I was drunk, stupid, and fat. He said it quietly, but everyone heard. Tilika kicked him, making him slide on his stomach for 4 meters. I'm leaving Dilyu and not coming back. Shut up, idiot. He didn't leave or know the way, but put on his headphones. We kept walking, but I was already bored and my feet hurt. Is it much farther, Geeka? Not much. Look, there's the peak. We're almost there. But there was a train track right on that ridge. Many trains pass through, including express trains, meaning over 100 kilometers per hour. But on top of the hill, there, with the snow blowing and everything white and the trees all around, believe me, you can't see anything, man. You're gone in an instant, literally and figuratively. Geeka and Tilika cross, but as we're about to, Tilika yells to stop. A train is coming, we stop. But Alin, the fool, had headphones in listening to music, so he didn't hear and kept walking. Geeka ran over and jumped with him like in the movies, saving his life. 2 seconds later, the train passed. We were terrified. Those 2 got up, yellow as lemons, like Merjaneanu says, and Geeka slapped Alin twice. Are you stupid, Alin? We could have both died. First, he shot Gika a dirty look. Then he cried, thanked Gika, and crossed the tracks. I even got over being mad at him. I actually felt sorry for him now. When we looked, there was a huge valley, perfect for sledding, but what could we sled with since we didn't have any sleds? Gaina, grab a beer bottle. You too, Dilyu. Why? We'll use them to slide. We slid down with the beer bottles. Jika and Telika brought folders and slid on their stomachs, while Manchi and Alin went on their backs with jackets on. We found pieces of cellophane down there, probably from others who had been sliding there too. We climbed up about 3 more times and slid down, but it was tiring, so we took a break. We drank some beer, smoked a few cigarettes, and what do I say? A football game would be great here. It was flat below, a few hundred meters with no trees. We don't have a ball, hockey would work, and so hockey it was. We climbed up again, each took a stick, made a puck, actually a snowball, a snow lump, 2 goals, and we got to work. I was on a team with Gaina, Manchi, and Alin. Dilyu was with Gika and Talika. Gaina mostly stayed in goal. He wasn't really into soccer or sports in general. I knew this was my chance to get back at them after they rubbed snow on us, so I considered what to do. With Dilyu, it was simple. I ran into him at full speed and knocked him off his feet. Foul, idiot. We're even now, bristly guy. Take that, hillbilly. There were also Gika and Tilika, but it was harder with those guys. At one point, Jika was in front of the goal and in front of him. Gaina shoots, Jika scores, but then Gaina hits Jika's leg late with the stick. The leg. Aren't you watching, man? I didn't mean to. I'm just bad at sports. You're out anyway. You're extra. Gaina stays on the sidelines. Anyway, I didn't like it. Gigi, did you like how I hit him? On purpose, man? Don't you see what he did to my hair? You hit Dilyu and I hit this guy. There's still the fat guy, but he won't get away from me. Gaina handled one of them. Talika was more dangerous. I was a bit scared of him, mainly worried he'd fall on me. Tilika had the ball alone up front. I rushed in from behind and slid in, risking it like in soccer. I swept his legs out and he fell on his back, yelling for Gika to help him. Gika helped him up. What happened, man? He was looking at Alin. It was Gigi, fatty. Come here so I can kick your butt. What for? Was I dumb to just stand there? I climbed the hill with the fat guy chasing, but he was slower. Calm down or you'll get hurt here. I'll get my hands on you. Seeing him keep coming after me, I approached him and pushed him when he tried to grab me. The fatty fell on his back and slid all the way down to the hockey field. He flailed his arms and legs like a bug. Gika picked him up and I approached. The fatty's face was red with anger. He was ready to start a fight. I was ready too, thinking I could take him down. Damn it, that's enough. Leave him alone. You're out, Gigi. You're lucky this guy stepped in. Sit down, idiot. I sat next to Gaina and had some more beer. Manchi cursed at us, blaming us for losing the match. We left as it got dark and agreed to return next week. They've been here before, like when Manchi fell in the water. Otherwise, we haven't visited in 4 years. Every winter we talked about going, but we never made it. On the way back, we looked 5 times before crossing those train tracks. Now that I think about it, that's probably the reason we never went back there. The fear of that train. Did you like the story? Hit that like button, bro, and subscribe. Did you hit it? What can we learn? Be careful around trains. They're not to be messed with. And if you don't have a sled, use a plastic bottle. Until next time, we'll meet when we see each other. Alright, bye.